let's put this letter up. I hope my phone is still on here. My battery was really low before I started filming this video. I hope that's still on. I'm blind. I can't see it. I don't know if it's on or not. But anyway, I promise you I have a letter for you. Let's put it up on the screen here now. And this is the letter that Democrats sent over to the president. Now, they're very concerned about this. Now, I also want to make this very clear. I'm not making this a political video, okay? I don't make political videos. I mean, obviously, some of it gets a little bit political, but I'm not here to, tell you to, think about one side or push one side or the other. That's not my style, okay? I don't really care. It doesn't matter. I'm here to support you. That's all that truly matters. But anyway, so Democrats are concerned the president and the administration or / Republicans are going to raise the full retirement age on Social Security shortly after the midterm. Now, I'm going to be fair with you. Lawmakers have been talking about raising the full retirement age on Social Security for years and years and years and years. This is not a new concept. They've been talking about this for a very long time, about raising it from 67 to maybe 68, 69, or maybe even 70 years old. I've also made this very, very clear over the years. Plan on having the full retirement age raised. I mean, that's like one of the things that is in the cards to be happening within Social Security. As of right now, obviously, the full retirement age is 67 for anybody born in 1960 or after, but they want to raise it. And again, collectively across the board, a lot of lawmakers have jumped on board with this, suggesting that the full retirement age they are suggesting should be raised to a minimum of 69, ideally 70, so raising it by 2 or even 3 years. Now, in this letter, obviously, the Democrats that have drafted this are very concerned that this is going to cut Social Security or reduce Social Security, which would go against the promises of the president to protect and strengthen Social Security, things like that. But here's the thing as well. I've made this very clear over the years. I fully expect, it doesn't matter who the president is, it does not matter the party or the affiliation, I fully expect the full retirement age for Social Security to increase. That's going to be likely one of the major adjustments that they do make, along with others that they will be making when they reform Social Security. It's likely going to be a combination of raising the full retirement age, raising taxes, and maybe some other adjustments as well. But those are probably the two most popular that are out there. People don't love them, but I'll be fair. I think those are the two that are really going to happen when it comes down to Social Security reform to avoid insolvency. But anyway, we don't know yet. Obviously, I'm just telling you, my opinion on that. But I do believe this is going to happen at some point. Again, politics aside, it doesn't really matter. I think that's going to be one of the concessions that they argue on. But anyway, now let's clarify this super fast here because maybe these lawmakers don't understand this. I think they would understand this. I mean, considering they are lawmakers, I think they know the rules, but let's just remind them of the rules really quickly here. No president or single party can unilaterally reform Social Security. It cannot be done. Legally, it cannot be done. So we know that, recently we've been hearing that Republicans are passing these reconciliation bills, which are basically party line pieces of legislation where it can just get a simple vote, simple majority vote in the House of Representatives, a simple majority vote in the Senate, and obviously signed by the president through the reconciliation process. And boom, you got yourself some deals. That cannot be used to reform Social Security. It cannot, absolutely cannot be used. There's a law in place. I believe it's called Bird Law or the Bird Rule, the Bird Law. It's one of those two. Look it up. It's BYRD. I've talked about it here on the channel in other videos. I would need to refresh my memory exactly how that goes, but it's something along the lines of that basically states reconciliation bills cannot legally be used to reform Social Security at all. So anyway, it's tied to the Bird Law or the Bird Rule. Feel free to look that up if you want to. Otherwise, I can make another dedicated video if you want. But there's a video here on the channel from maybe like a year ago where I talked about the Bird Rule. Feel free to look it up. BYRD is how you spell it. Okay, but anyway, point being is that, okay, these lawmakers are super concerned, but the president, the administration, Republicans cannot reform Social Security on their own. If they wanted to do this, let them think about it. Let them dream about it all they want. Unless Democrats, at least about, I'm going to say like 8 or 9 Democrats, unless 8 or 9 Democrats, give or take a little bit, come on board and actually vote in favor of it as well, it wouldn't pass. So it's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't really matter. They can propose it. They can write it up all they want. It's not going to pass in the Senate because it has to have a minimum of 60 votes in the Senate to reform Social Security, right? So there you go. They cannot do it. So even though that this may be a secret plan, which it's not a secret, we've known about this for years, as lawmakers have been talking about raising the full retirement age. But I'm just going to say this really fast here, okay? It's politics. It's typical politics. And again, this is not a slam on any individual lawmaker, any party, any party affiliation, nothing like that. I just want to throw this out there really quick as something to think about. It's an election year. Midterm elections are only a few months away. It's not that far away as of right now. Do you think that they maybe drafted this letter, sent it over, and then published it across the internet and published it all across everywhere to really kind of give some negative press on, the president, the administration, Republicans? And again, it's not a shot at any party in particular. I'm just saying, is it something that could possibly be used against them for the upcoming midterm? Probably, okay? Propaganda, I think is what they call it, right? So I think we all know how this game is played. It's typical politics. Smear the other side at any price. That's how they all do it. Again, they all do it, okay? So anyway, it just seems a little bit interesting how they threw this out there. I don't know. Whatever. I just want to bring it to your attention so you can see what's going on. But again, I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again really fast, which is, over the coming years here, fully expect Social Security to be reformed. And I fully expect one of the reform items to be higher taxes and higher full retirement age. I think that's what it's going to be. Republicans are going to say, raise the full retirement age, and Democrats are going to say, raise taxes. The way that they're going to get both of those done is they're both going to give concessions. Democrats will say, fine, raise the full retirement age. In exchange, we want higher taxes on everybody. And then they'll say, I don't like that. But they will come together because they'll both give concessions to do it. They'll both get a little bit of something they want out of it, and that's likely how they're going to reform Social Security, unfortunately. But I've been saying this for years. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a combination of these two, maybe even something else thrown in, another little concession or something like that. But I think those are the main 2 points that are going to reform Social Security to avoid the insolvency issue. Anyway, drop your comments down below. It's a very interesting time right now. I'll keep you posted with everything going on. Again, if you need to enroll in Medicare because you're turning 65, if you're retiring, if you have a special enrollment period, or if you're currently on Medicare, anything Medicare related, make sure to write this phone number down. Take a picture, take a screenshot, write it down. Phone number right here, 844-731-4987. They're amazing. Again, it's Chapter Medicare. I partnered with them about 1.5 years ago on your behalf for those of you in this community to bring you free one-on-one personalized Medicare help with a trusted advisor. They will help you start to finish completely for free. It's incredible. They have access to over 20,000 plans. They will look through those 20,000+ plans to find you the right plan for you and your specific personalized needs. So you can see your doctors and providers, go to the offices, the clinics, the hospital systems you want to go to.